Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression let's play review of a game called The Day Before. The game is $40 and today we're going to check it out. I'm going to be playing the game for an hour or more until I am satisfied that I can give you my opinion on the game and tell you whether or not the game is worth $40. If you are in a hurry, you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video, wherein I will give you my quick, concise, final opinion on the game and tell you whether or not I can recommend the game. But otherwise, if you're not in a hurry, you can just stay tuned and I will be playing through the game and I will be giving you my running commentary and telling you what I think is good and bad about the game as I play through the game for the next hour or more. So the game is $40. The music is incredibly loud when you go into the game, like that. It's just really loud, so that's why I'm using the options menu to just dumb it down a little bit right now. A couple of things, as always with any of my reviews, if there is any information that I think you as the potential customer of the game should have that would impact your purchasing choice, if there's any information, then I will provide you with that information. So obviously with any of the games that I've done in the past, like any Square Enix games, any Gearbox games, any Electronic Arts games, any Blizzard games, I always remind you guys that those companies are pieces of shit and it is morally acceptable to pirate any of their games. So I always provide you with the information that you need to make your choices with regards to should you buy the game, should you not buy the game, should you play the game but not buy the game, as is the choice usually with Electronic Arts games or Blizzard games or anything like that. You know, just pirate the game. It might be a good game, but just pirate the game because they don't deserve your money. Or the final choice is, like, should you not even bother with the game? You know, you don't even consider buying it, don't even consider pirating it, just ignore the game because it's such a bloody bad game. So that's the final choice, and hopefully today we're going to be able to see which one of those choices I would recommend to you guys. But first things first, this game, unfortunately or fortunately, the developers have proven themselves to be pretty large pieces of shit already. Like, before the game is even really a week old, they've already proven themselves to be pretty big pieces of shit. So if we look over here, we will see that I do have the game in my library. First off, the developer sent me a key, so fortunately I didn't have to waste your guys' money, because I do often use the money that I get from my Patreon supporters to buy games. If a developer doesn't send me a key, I will use the money from my Patreon to buy games like these, because traditionally I don't pirate the games unless I really have a reason to not actually buy the game. Of course, I don't even need to tell you guys that I spend a very large amount of money on my Steam account, and that is because of you guys. Like, that is the reason why I am able to buy 95% of the games that I actually review on my channel, is because of you guys. It's because of your support, and like, just I'm able to buy any of the games that I review. I don't need to pirate them, even though sometimes I do when it's an Electronic Art game or anything like that. If it's a game coming from a developer that is a really bad developer, then I don't think they deserve any money. So a lot of these games like are $40 games that I would not have been able to review if it weren't for you guys and your support, obviously. So I just wanted to mention that I did receive a key for this game. I didn't actually have to spend money on this game. So the game right now is sitting at a sweet 15% recommended, but that doesn't matter to us. We are going to see for ourselves today whether or not the game is worth it at all. But one thing that I want to point out is that the developer behind this game has, I think, like a couple of days, maybe 3 days after the game actually released. By the way, this game was amazingly the most wishlisted game on Steam. So literally the most wishlisted game on Steam was this game, or is this game. I don't know. Like, obviously, wish lists would mean that once the game actually releases, once the game is actually available, that the wish lists, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. The wish lists basically become null and void. But this was the most wishlisted game on Steam until it released, which is just really baffling to me, because if you look at the small amount of gameplay that the developers released, it doesn't look like a good game. Like, honestly, it looks like a mediocre zombie shooter. It doesn't look like a bad game in the gameplay that they released, but it's not anything special. I mean, there are many games that are better looking and in actuality better than this game. So I just don't know why there was this amount of hype surrounding the game. Like, I just don't understand it. Perhaps the developers just really did a good amount of advertising somewhere. I don't know, but like the fact that this game was the most wishlisted game on Steam, it just is baffling to me. But anyway, the developer of the game is fantastic. Now, that is interesting because they, just a couple days after the game released, like 3 days after the game released, they announced on their Twitter that they are shutting down, that the studio is just shutting down. So they had a lot of sales and pre-orders. I think you were able to pre-order this game before, and that's another reason why, like, don't pre-order games. There's never a reason to pre-order games, even if, like, for instance, with Starfield, for instance, and a bunch of other shitty companies as well, that are doing these things these days, where they charge you extra money to get early access. So then you, like, for instance, with Starfield, I think it was 5 days or 4 days, something like that, of early access that you can get if you pre-order the super mega Kamehameha edition version of the game. And there's just no reason to do that. I mean, how long have people been waiting for Starfield? Like 5 years or something like that, you know, since Starfield has been released. So why the fuck would you pay $20, $30 extra just to not wait another 3 days or 4 days or whatever? Like, just have some fucking self-control, you know? You've waited 5 fucking years for the game. Why can't you just wait another 3 days or 4 days? Like, just doesn't make sense to me. Like, so many gamers TM, like, fall into that trap. Like, just have some fucking self-control. Like, I just don't understand how this game, like, don't people wait for reviews? Like, what's the fucking point of reviews if people don't wait for reviews? Just wait for a review from the reviewer that you trust, whoever that might be, and then make your decision on that. Because if we've seen anything in the past 20 years of gaming, like, if you pre-order a game just blindly, the developer of the game is able to control the image of the game. We saw that with Cyberpunk 2077, where Cyberpunk 2077 was not a good game. It was a buggy fucking game when it released, and the developers, CD Projekt Red, only allowed very highly edited gameplay of very specific sections of the game to be shown before the game was released. They did not allow any creators or websites or anything like that early access to the game. Like, I've received early access to games a month and a half even before the game actually releases. I remember Rise of the Tomb Raider or Shadow of the Tomb Raider? I think it was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's the one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I had that game a month and a half before it released. A month and a fucking half before it released, and it turned out to be a pretty good game, and the developers knew that it was a good game. They didn't have to hide the fact that it's a piece of shit, because it was actually a good game. And that's what these developers are doing. They release only a small amount of gameplay, if any. Like, some games don't get any raw gameplay released before the actual release of the game, as was the fact with this game. I think in total they released maybe 4 minutes of highly edited gameplay of this game, and that should be your biggest red flag. If the developers don't send out the game to various different quote unquote trusted reviewers who have a history of not breaking embargo, if they don't do that, that's your first red flag. Your second red flag is if the developers don't release a good amount of gameplay of the game before it releases. Because why would they hide the fact? Like, if the game is good, then they would want the people to see that the game is good, because that will get them more pre-orders. That will get them more pre-orders, because the people will then see, oh, this game is actually good. I like the combat, I like the animations, whatever, you know? And that's what they didn't do with Cyberpunk 2077. Also with Starfield, another big dog egg upon release. Even now, Starfield now is still a game that I would not recommend that you spend $60 on. In fact, in my review of Starfield, I didn't recommend Starfield, and in my review of Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out, I also did not recommend the game, because it was just broken, just a broken fucking game. Not a bad game necessarily, but it was just broken, and you can't pay $60. You can't encourage a developer by them releasing a broken piece of shit like Starfield or Cyberpunk 2077 and then reward them with $60 fucking dollars. That's not the way to vote with your wallet. If a developer releases a broken piece of shit like Cyberpunk 2077 or Starfield or any of those games, then don't reward them It's as simple as that. Don't reward them. Don't pre-order games. Like, I just really Total Biscuit always made it his fucking motto almost, like, don't pre-order games. There's no reason to pre-order games, and yet now, whatever, 5 years, 6 years after Total Biscuit has passed, people just either chose to forgot or they never even got it into their fucking heads. Don't pre-order. Like, don't fucking pre-order games. There is no reason to pre-order games. Don't care about the fucking skins or shit that you get from pre-ordering. Don't care about the most of those things can anyway be unlocked with cheat engine in any way. You can unlock those things in any way. I mean, I have a video on my channel right now where CD Projekt Red recently added pay to win skins, skins where you actually have to take out money to get the skins in the game. And I literally have a video on my channel showing you how to get those skins in 5 minutes. So there's no reason to give developers extra money for any additional packs or any additional skins or to pre-order. You can unlock all of that shit with cheat engine. Just like, don't fucking pre-order. And then of course, like I already said, you can't even say that, oh well, the game is releasing 2 days or 3 days or whatever earlier. Just wait the fucking 2 days, 3 days. There are plenty of other really fantastic games that you can play while you wait those 2 or 3 days. Like, I just don't understand why people fucking pre-order like that. But anyway, like I said, these developers released probably like 4 minutes maybe of gameplay before the game was released, and that is your second very large red flag. Like, the first red flag is the fact that they didn't send keys out to any establishments or websites or creators at all. And the second red flag is the fact that they didn't provide any raw gameplay. Like, 4 minutes of raw gameplay is basically no raw gameplay. And in fact, even this trailer over here is highly edited, highly edited. And we will see in the game today if you can even see this same type of quality and all of that kind of stuff. Even though today we're not going to review the game based on what was promised, we are not going to review the game based on what was shown in various trailers or anything like that. We're just going to review the game on what it is, and if it turns out that the game isn't worth $40, then we're not going to recommend the game. It's as simple as that. We're going to review the game based on what the game actually is today. But anyway, let me get to my point. So the developer, Fantastic, shut down 3 or 4 days after the game was actually released, and they stated that the game is not going to get any more updates. So it's literally a cash grab. Like the early access, like, it's just the early access cash grab. It's essentially the same as when a Kickstarter game reaches the Kickstarter goal, whatever, like 100,000, 200,000, whatever dollars, and then the developers just run away with the money because they have no obligation to continue to work on the game. You know, like, if you think about the game like No Man's Sky, for instance. No Man's Sky is a really good example. No Man's Sky had a stupid amount of pre-orders, like a hilarious amount of pre-orders. I'm not sure how much. Let's have a look quickly. So yeah, the Wikipedia page for the game doesn't show pre-orders, unfortunately, even though, as far as I remember, in 2016 the game was available for pre-order. But it does say that in the first year it sold $43 million, worth of revenue, basically. And then by June of 2020, which is basically 4 years later, it had seen another million new sales. So the 820,000 sales were equal to $43 million, and then 4 years later they had another million new players, which is basically another 50 million extra. So the game made $100 million before it was even 5 years old. So No Man's Sky is a really good example. It was a very hyped game and had a lot of sales, pre-order sales and that kind of stuff, and when the game released, it turned out, oh shit, the game is a piece of shit. So the developers then could absolutely just have ran away with the pre-order money. Like, the pre-order was probably like at least, I would say, $10 million, at least, going by the 800,000 sales that they had in the first year, which is 43 million. They had almost definitely at least 10 million pre-order sales. They could absolutely have run away with the money. They could have just left the game in the piece of shit state that it is in and just run away with the money, but they didn't. To their credit, even though they did overpromise and lie, they outright lied about the multiplayer of the game. They outright lied about the galaxy, the entire planet system, how the universe works. They lied about a shitload of stuff. So even though they did that, they stuck to their guns. They continued to develop their game. They continued to improve the game. And today, No Man's Sky is actually a pretty good game. It's actually a game that I would say is worth $40 or $50 or how much ever it costs these days. How much is it these days? No Man Sky, $30. Okay, so that's not too bad. I do have No Man's Sky in my library. So that is what you are expecting from all developers, to be honest, because like, if you have a bad game, if you have a bad product, you can turn that product into a good product if you want to. If you have the inclination, as the No Man's Sky developers did, if you have the inclination to make a good product, even though you released a shit product at the beginning, you can make it a good product. That's the fantastic thing about games, is you can continue to improve the game. You can continue to add more content, add more weapons, add more areas, add more enemies, add more everything to the game. And that is exactly what No Man's Sky developers did. Even though they were a lying bunch of bastards when the game released, they stuck to their guns and they continue to improve on the game. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, you get these motherfuckers. They got a lot of sales, according to some of the articles that I've read. They've had 200,000 sales. 200,000. And considering that the game costs $40, let's do some quick maths. 200,000 times $40, that is $8 million. So, according to multiple articles, they have made at least $8 million of sales from this game. Now, of course, Valve takes 30% of that money, so Valve will basically take around $3 million of their money, so they will still be left with around $5 million. So now they are literally running away with $5 million of money from the players. $5 million. That is not an insignificant amount of money. This isn't some kind of an indie game with just like a small amount of sales, and then they choose, oh well, we don't want to finish the game. You know, this is $5 million that we're talking about here, and the developers just chose to not continue development because that would cost money, obviously, and the studio shut down, and now they are running away with the $5 million. Unless Valve steps in the next 2 weeks or so, they will be able to get away with that $5 million because Valve works on a payment cycle. So you don't get the money instantly, you don't get the money daily, you get the money basically on a payment cycle, like once every month basically. So as soon as that payment cycle comes around, the developers will be able to run away with the $5 million. So these developers have chosen to be pieces of shit and not fix their apparently broken game. I don't know, we will see today if the game is broken, but apparently the game is broken, and apparently they don't want to fix it, they just want to run away with the $5 million. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, this fantastic developer have made another game as well, called The Wild 8. It's not a particularly good game. If you look at the reviews, 70%, that pretty much means that it's a pretty bad game. And if we look at the SteamDB page for The Wild 8, you can see that they changed their name on the game on Wild 8 from Fantastic to 8 points. So this is literally the developer, this is Fantastic, who have now changed their name to 8 points so that hopefully the players of the Wild 8 don't realize that it is actually the same developers from the day before. And as you can see on this game, they didn't change their name to 8 points, but on this game they did change their name to 8 points. So that is just another reason why this developer is a piece of shit, and already, in my opinion, a developer that you should pirate their games. You should not buy their games, you should just pirate their games, because when a developer does this shit, like trying to avoid the backlash and the criticism, perhaps the rightful criticism, of releasing a bad, broken, shitty game, once they try to avoid that and they shut down their studio 3 days after their game released so that they can run away with $5 million, in my opinion, that is absolutely grounds for pirating your game. If you do that shit, you get your game pirated, just like that. Those are the consequences of those actions. You get your fucking game pirated, not just this game, but any game that they have ever released. I don't think they've released any other games. No, they haven't released any other games. So Wild 8 and Day Before so far is their only 2 games, and quite honestly, both of those games deserve to be pirated, and any future games from Fantastic or from 8 Points or from this publisher as well, because apparently the publisher is also embroiled in this whole thing, and I actually own one of their games as well, which is Prop Night. So even Prop Night is brought into this thing. Oh, there's another game that they've developed. Why doesn't it show up? Oh, it does show up there. Okay. And another game as well. Holy shit, they've done 3 games before. Okay, I didn't even know that. So, Radiant 1 and Prop Night and The Wild 8 and The Day Before are games that all, in my opinion, deserve to be pirated. It is as simple as that. This developer doesn't deserve a single cent from anyone, because they've already proven that they have no problem with running away with $5 million, actually $8 million of the money from gamers TM, even though it's really stupid gamers, really idiotic gamers who don't wait for reviews, who just pre-order games. Honestly, they deserve to get suckered. Hopefully they will learn a lesson, because like, when will they fucking learn? Don't pre-order games. If it has to be that they lose $40 of their money, of their mother's credit card money, in order to learn a life lesson, to not pre-order games, then so be it. But that still doesn't excuse the developer for running away with the money. Yes, the players are stupid idiots for pre-ordering a game like this, but the developers are immoral thieves for running away with $5 million or $8 million of the players' money. It's literally stealing. It's literally stealing, because they released a defective product, which is, I'm pretty sure, against multiple laws, not just one law, multiple consumer protection laws, and now they're just running away with the money. So, yeah. By the way, as I take a sip of my drink, the game is not optimized very well at all. Like, really not at all. A couple of instances of that is that the display modes simply don't function. So if I change the display mode from windowed to borderless full screen, for instance, and I put apply, boom, and then I go back and I go back in, boom. Okay, now it's still on borderless. But if I change the resolution, let's change the resolution to 1080p. So then I put it on 1080p, boom, and then I go back and I go back in. Now it's on windowed again, you see. So that's really stupid. So borderless full screen mode doesn't even function properly. Now if I put it to borderless once again, apply, back, settings. Now it says it's on borderless, but it's not actually on borderless. It's literally not on borderless right now. I can show you here quickly, just 1 second. We do that, no, we do that, and you can see there it's not on borderless. It's literally running on a window right now. So then what I have to do is put it back to a higher resolution, apply, back, settings. Now it's back on windowed again. Then you have to put it on borderless once again, apply, back, forward. Now it's on a stretched mode. Like now my screen is completely covered finally. So it goes in and out of the display modes, and the display modes don't function the way that they should be functioning. So that's obviously bad. Not having all of the display modes, like full screen, borderless full screen, windowed mode, borderless windowed mode, not having all 4 of those different display modes in a game that costs $40 fucking is really bad. Otherwise than that, I don't really see any real issues. We're running the game on fantastic quality, except for Shadow. Shadow is really quite chunky usually, but otherwise than that, everything is on the highest possible settings, and we're running it on 2K resolution. And yeah, otherwise than that, I don't really see any real issues, to be honest. So I guess we can finally jump into the game. The audio is a little bit loud, the music. Let's just turn the music down a little bit, just like that, because the music, okay, so my thing just changed again. Now it's on in windowed mode. Why the fuck did it go from borderless full screen to windowed mode just because I changed the audio settings? Why the hell would that happen? Fucking hell. And now we go to that again, and then to that again, back, forward, still not fixed, borderless, apply, back, settings, it's still not fixed. Now it's on 720p. Look at this shit. Look at that. It's on 720p now. Like, why the holy hell would it go to a lower resolution just out of nowhere, just all of a sudden? What the fuck is wrong with this game? $40 game, by the way. Now it's on windowed mode again, and it's on 720p again. What the fuck is going on with this game? $40 for this game. It's still on windowed. It's still on 720p. Like, none of the settings that you actually select are saved. Okay. Now it's the question, is it gonna stay like that? No, it's not gonna stay like. Just fucking let's just get into the game, because I can't do this 720p bullshit the whole time. I'm just gonna play the game like this. As long as it looks okay for you guys, then that's fine, but I'm playing the game on windowed mode right now, which is not the way that I usually play games. Usually I play it on borderless full screen mode, but as long as it looks fine to you guys, from your perspective, then that's fine. I don't mind playing the game on a windowed mode. So anyway, as soon as you start the game, this is how the game starts. The music is still too loud. The music is way too loud. Ah, now we do the fucking thing again. Holy balls. Borderless, you bastard. Nope, it's still not on borderless. Borderless. Why would the game change back to a different display mode just because we changed the audio settings? That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so this is how the game starts. You have to create your character right at the beginning. You don't get the options menu or nothing like that at the beginning. You literally have to select your character, create your character at the beginning. So there's male, female. Let's go with female. Faces aren't very pretty, to be honest.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
That's a very, very general sounding name. Oh, not name, voice. I think.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
I think I've heard these voices before.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
I think I've heard these voices before. I think the developer bought these voices.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
Alright, the first rule.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
Alright, the first rule is cardio. Now I get it.
Yeah, I've heard these voices before. Unless this developer got literally the same voice actresses as what I've heard before, the same exact 3 voice actresses as what I've heard before, then this is a bought voice pack. Like from the Unreal Store or something like that. You can easily buy voices, assets, maps, UI. In fact, this UI looks familiar as well from the Unreal Store. So that's already Not very good. Okay, we take that. Scars, don't care for scars. Age. Doesn't even seem to do anything. Okay, well, there's a couple of small recons once you put it to the very right side, but otherwise than that, doesn't seem to do much. Isn't there white? There's no white. Why the fuck would there not be white? That's so stupid. So they don't even allow you to have all of the different colors. Yeah, so anyway, I don't like these tattoos and I can't select white, so I'm not gonna do a tattoo. That doesn't even seem to do anything. Here, can you rotate? Nope, you can't even rotate the character. Okay, that's fantastic, so no rotating. And there's no green, there's no yellow, there's no blue, anything like that. That's fantastic. Okay, that's fine. What does this do? Trading skill is increased by 1. Healing skill increased by 1. Sniper rifle reload speed increased by 1. Stamina, injury resistance, automatic rifle. Roamer, weight capacity, looting, automatic rifle. Pathfinder. Holy shit, why is it changing my character? Are you serious? Do I have to bloody well do everything over again? For fuck's sake. Come on, game. Seriously. Just when you think the developers can't be more incompetent. Okay, for fuck's sake, let's just go. Oh, and the game uses a server system. Why would it do that? Also doesn't say the location of the server, which is fantastic, so I don't know if I'm selecting a server in northern Russia or a server in Germany. Like, I just have no idea. Let's just select a random one. Long loading screen. Really long loading screen, in fact. And now we get another loading screen. Awesome. Loading screen on top of a loading screen. And stuttering. Holy hell. The game literally froze. $40 game, by the way. I'm leaving this loading screen in because this obviously affects my opinion. If a game has minute, 2 minute loading screens, I'm not gonna fucking recommend the game, because if every map is interrupted by a 2 minute loading screen, that's just completely unacceptable. Developed by Fantastic / 8 points.
Damn! Is she infected? Looks clean. What do we do? She'll die here. No time. Get her to the car.
And we get blinded. That's fine. Not like I wanted to use my sight anymore. Sight is so overrated. So thank you, developers, for removing my sight.
Hearing is intact. How are you feeling? When we found you, you had lost a lot of blood. I don't usually believe in miracles, so I assume that your quick recovery is the result of incredible fortitude. Oh, by the way, welcome to Woodbury. I think this is the first time we've ever seen you here, so you're probably not from around these parts. But don't worry, make yourself at home. So, can you get up? Try to get off the bed. How are you feeling? Great. I'm really glad to see you recovering so quickly. We've saved people from the outside before, but we practically pulled you back from the brink of death. My name is Leonard, Woodbury's doctor. And you are? All right. Your speech organs seem fine. Nice to meet you. Well, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but our leader, Chris, will fill you in on everything better than I can. So, if you're feeling okay already, you can grab your bag and go take a look around. Don't worry. Everyone in Woodbury already knows we have a newcomer. Take care, and get well soon. After you talk to Chris, you can always find me at the infirmary. Don't forget to take your belongings. They're in the bag by the door. For weapons and other equipment, you can check out Edart's shop. And if you need medical supplies, you'll be able to buy them from me when I return to the infirmary.
Okay, so we can't go out.
You must have been thirsty. If you go out again, don't forget to replenish your food and water supplies at Rob's bar.
Her hand didn't even touch the bloody thing correctly. And there's a lot of clipping. This reminds me a lot about Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 has exactly the same introductory method, even down to the white on top and then text on the bottom, notifications at the top left. It's exactly the same as Grand Theft Auto 5. How long has this been going on now? Like for a minute? Fucking hell. Okay, finally I can run. So where? Okay, over there.
Hi there.
Leading a community can be challenging, but Hello, you're the survivor we rescued a couple of days ago, aren't you? We were all praying for your speedy recovery. It's good to see you're okay.
You can see directly into his bloody mouth. That's unsettling.
We always tried to help those in trouble. Otherwise, where would we be if we didn't show humanity to each other? Definitely not here.
The mouth sync is really, really bad.
Woodbury.
Like Fallout 4 levels of bad. Fallout 4 had hilariously bad lip sync.
In Woodbury, we all work together towards rebuilding our society, and any help would be greatly appreciated. Each of us would like to live in a better world. A world where our children can play freely on the streets, where we won't have to live every day in uncertainty and fear of death. This dream is what unites all of us. Get to know the members of our close-knit team to see how everything is organized here. Talk to the weapons trader, Eddard, the storage keeper, Abby, the bartender, Rob, and Dr. Leonard. After you're done talking, come back to me, and in the meantime, I'll register you.
And now I have to fucking go talk to 17 people.
Hey, hello.
You know what punishment criminals get here? Greetings, buddy. I see you finally recovered. Let me introduce myself. I'm Eddard, the weapons trader. It was my guys who found you almost dead out there. We don't leave people in distress here in Woodbury. Quite the opposite, actually. Here, I've got something for you. This is the Molot Hunter, an excellent rifle. Just needs to be assembled at the workbench. Once you assemble it, you can have it for yourself. It's a gift. With it, you'll have a better chance of making it back home on your own 2 feet, rather than on a stretcher like last time. No need to thank me. The important thing is that you're alive. The rest doesn't matter. Well, I wish you luck, buddy. If you ever want to buy top-notch weapons and ammunition, or if you want to sell anything you don't need, feel free to come to me. Until we meet again.
I know it's not
All the walls caved in, and a big crowd appeared. Don't underestimate the infected. Hey there. You're the survivor everyone's been talking about lately, right? Glad to see you're okay. I'm Abby, the storage room keeper. It's the safest place in Woodbury, so people use it to store their personal belongings. I can see your backpack is pretty full. Leave the things you don't need right now with me. It'll make it easier for you to move around. Don't worry. They'll be perfectly safe here. Feel free to use it. Great. That's the way to go. The storage room is available completely free of charge for all Woodbury residents. Chris registered you, didn't he? Please talk to him if he hasn't yet, alright? Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye on your
If you suffer a fatal injury in the open world, you will lose all the items in your backpack. To prevent losing valuable items, save them in storage. You can also place items in your protective case, but capacity is limited. So, it's like a extraction shooter. Is that what this bullshit is? I hate extraction shooters. I really hate extraction shooters.
Been happening the past few years is just part of some crazy survival show. It's hard to believe it's all real sometimes. My wife says the garden's growing better than ever.
Per aspera ad astra. Chris wants you to register as a resident of Woodbury. That's great. We always welcome new members to our community. Just yesterday, we weren't sure if you would be okay. Well, in that case, I need to give you this. It's a GPS map of New Fortune City and its surrounding area. It marks all the evacuation points through which you can safely return to Woodbury. Keep an eye on the map. The closer you are to an evacuation point, the safer it will be. According to the rules, I need to wait for confirmation from Chris that you're a registered resident. Once you're done with that, feel free to drop by if you need any medication. All right then. See you later. Take care of your health. Come for medication anytime.
Hi there.
So I'm assuming all of this shit over here is just like people that we can't even interact with or
I've never seen them so big and green before.
nothing like that.
What do you grow in your garden?
Yep, just set decoration basically.
Hey man, how are you doing?
Heard you're making progress.
Aged whiskey is what I love.
Guy's mouth isn't even moving.
Wait. Welcome to Woodbury, pal. I'm so happy to finally see you alive. I'm Rob, and here's my bar. So, how are you doing? Enjoying your time here, huh? Actually, Chris warned me that he'd be sending you my way to get to know each other. So, I prepared a little gift for you. I'm sure it'll come in handy. I kept this first aid kit for myself, but I haven't been out in a while. And I like you, so take it. Maybe it'll save your life again someday. So, did Chris get you registered already? When you're done, swing by here. I always have good food, drinks, and supplies in case you're heading out. We'll catch up again, pal.
The guy isn't even looking at the player. He's looking like to the left side of the player.
Have a great day.
Now, of course, there's absolutely nothing that you can interact with. It's all just dead set decoration. The guy's arms clipping right through the bloody table. Fantastic.
Be careful out there, okay?
We will create the best future possible. Great. I see you've met everyone. So, what do you think of Woodbury at first glance? That's okay. I understand how you feel. It's daunting to meet so many new people and not know what they expect from you. I hope you've realized that we don't wish you any harm. From now on, the doors of Woodbury will always be open to you. I'm confident that you'll find something to keep you occupied here. I'm ready to tell you more whenever you want. So, now I'll inform the team that you're a registered resident, and from this moment on, all the services provided by Woodbury will be at your disposal. If you want to have your own home, cars, and storage, we are currently working on setting up a small, safe settlement outside of Woodbury. Every one of our residents can move there if they wish. You can get one of the available plots of land right now. You know what? Let me have our guys take you to the settlement. Just head to the exit, and they'll meet you there. And if you have any questions about the land plot, you can ask me anytime. But I won't keep you any longer. Good luck. See you around.
Take care of yourself, all right?
Probably another nice long loading screen. Ah, not so long this time. A lot of stuttering though. Huge amount of stuttering. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can buy. I don't know what this currency is. I guess we will get it when we actually go into the world or whatever. And then 2 million. Holy tits.
I have been told that you're settling in nicely. That's great. You can come to your land plot whenever you want. By the way, Abby wanted you to visit her before letting you into the city. So, let our guys take you back to Woodbury now, and then you can do whatever your heart desires. That's all for me. Well, I hope we'll see you again often. Take care.
How big is this area actually? Can you actually do anything? Can you swim? Okay, invisible wall. Yep, invisible wall all the way here, but invisible wall, so they clearly don't allow you to go out deep, and the game probably doesn't have swimming because this is the deepest that the water goes. What's the point of this entire area then? Just more useless set decoration with nothing that you can actually interact with. Like nothing. You can't chop down trees, you can't fish, can't gather resources, can't chop the stones or anything like that. Like the game's graphics and the game's environment for what it is not bad. If they wanted to, if they had the inclination, then they could have actually turned this into a pretty good open world survival game. Another invisible wall over there. Like if you think about something like 7 Days to Die, for instance, 7 Days to Die is actually a really nice open world zombie survival game. This one actually could have been pretty good as well, I think. Clipping through that log over there and another invisible wall. Like I really think this game could have been a pretty good competitor for 7 Days to Die or something like that. Like the graphics certainly are better. The graphics is definitely better than 7 Days to Die. And depending on how the combat is, I don't know, we will see. But I think this game really would have had potential as a competitor to 7 Days to Die. And I mean, 7 Days to Die is a very popular game. It's a very popular zombie survival game. Probably the most popular one that I can think of. How do you... Like, what the fuck? You can't vault, so there's no vaulting. And you can't even jump over something as small as this, just with a regular jump. That's fantastic. Really, really fantastic. What the fuck? Invisible wall. So I can't even go around to that side. For fuck's sake. Ah, there we go. I somehow managed to cheat the system. So this entire area is just useless. You just come here to build a house, basically, a tent. That's it. There's nothing that you can interact with, nothing that you can actually do. It's just, once again, useless set decoration. A lot of stuttering once again. This game loves to stutter.
If you knew how amazing the corn was on our farm. You're back! It's great that Chris managed to call you here before you head into the city. And I saw your meager equipment and thought, you've just recovered from an injury. I can't let you go out like this. So I've asked Chris to let me give you a little financial aid from Woodbury, in honor of your registration as a new resident.
This is enough money to buy another weapon from Eddard, along with ammunition. And I suggest you put what's left in the storage, just in case. No need to thank me. The best thing you can do for us in return is to work with us to rebuild our community. You've probably already received some tasks from the Woodbury residents on your tablet, so don't forget to check them out. And thanks in advance for your help. Just take care of yourself and come back alive, and the rest doesn't matter, okay?
That's great! So do you want to open the storage room, or do you want to talk about something else? Take care of yourself.
Okay, we get $3,000 or whatever you want to call it. walkie-talkies and insulin. Insulin, asthma inhaler, anticonvulsant. Okay.
If you need to put anything to the storage, reach out to Hunt.
Hi.
How do we... I think we go over here. We have just this gun and then 60 bullets. It really depends how many zombies we encounter. The game is obviously a zombie shooter, so I don't know. We will probably collect some stuff, some ammo. The key with these games, extraction shooters, is that you shouldn't take too much stuff with you. In fact, if you don't have to take anything with you, then that's better, because you will be able to extract with so much more loot. The lower amount of stuff you have taken with you. That's always important to remember. A lot of the time in these types of games, it's a totally reasonable strategy to just deploy with nothing, literally nothing. And then if you die, you don't lose anything. But if you are able to get a knife or a pistol or whatever at the beginning quickly, then you can actually make it a pretty profitable run. Explore fortunes, bring back supplies to avoid getting into a desperate situation. Beware of the infected and other survivors who may pose a threat to you. To prevent losing your items, store the most valuable ones in your storage, blah blah blah. Once you have found high valuable items, head to the extraction point. Other players will be waiting for you there, so be careful.
Enter the danger zone. Collect as much valuable loot as possible and return to Woodbury.
So, unfortunately, it seems like there's no way in the game to play solo, because I didn't see in the settings of the game anything like that, like being able to play solo or like anything like that. Like there's no offline play. You have to join a server. You can't even create your own server and then set it to private or anything like that. Like you can do that in a lot of games, you know, create your own server and then set it to private. You can't even do anything like that in this game. Not seeing any movement or anything like that. Little bit of stuttering, a lot of stuttering. I'm hearing voices. Okay, that's a zombie. I don't want to engage in unnecessary battles. Oh, you can loot cars, okay. By the way, there's no tutorial for this whatsoever, so you just have to figure out for yourself how the game works, what to loot, all of that kind of stuff. Essentially, you're gonna spend your... Holy shit. Essentially, you're gonna spend your entire first 30 minutes of the game just figuring out the game and learning what can be looted and what can't be looted. Because the game isn't giving you any explanation whatsoever. Like, you have got no idea. Holy shit, that's a lot of stuttering. You've got no idea what to loot, how to loot, nothing like that. Like, you're literally going to be bumping into everything for the first couple of hours of your gameplay while you try to figure out what can be looted. Because there's no indication whatsoever of what you can loot and what you can't loot. Also, the window for looting is very, very small. Like, you have to stand next to the door and then, like, make very small movements. Look at that shit. You just move a little bit, then you lose the looting. Then you move a little bit again. Like, look at this shit. There we go. It's like a very, very, very small window of where you have to position your character in order to loot something. That is really fucking stupid. Because now you can't just run around randomly, like doing this, for instance. You have to, like, literally look, okay, can it be looted? Can it be looted? Can I loot it? Can I loot it? Am I just missing the window? Oh no, it doesn't look like it can be looted. Now I can move on. So you spend like 20 seconds seeing if you can actually loot something. It's just really fucking stupid. Like, why didn't they make the loot window bigger? Like, much bigger. I'm talking about 1000% bigger. Because right now it is hilariously small. Apparently you can loot this. We get the jacket. But you can't loot any of these. More stuttering. You even have to position yourself forwards and backwards correctly as well. Like, you have to stand in the... Holy shit, that's a big stutter. You have to stand in the exact position that the game wants you to stand in order to loot something. Look at this shit! Okay, apparently we clip right through the door. Like, you have to stand in the exact square centimeter that the game wants you to stand. How idiotic is that? Seriously. Yeah, insulin and whatever, I know. I hear shooting, like, in the distance, but... Holy shit, that's a lot of lag. But I don't know if that is simply... like background noise, you know? Or if it's actually... shooting. I also don't think there's a way to see who is on the... on the server with you. I don't think there's a way to see that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a way to see who's on the server with you. Holy shit, this game stutters a lot. Like, just the whole time. Fucking stuttering the whole time. This game runs worse than Cyberpunk does. So I think the majority of the time you're just going to be looting cars, to be honest. Because so far the only real reliable source of looting that I found is cars. You get double loot out of cars, so you can loot one side and then you can loot the other side. You can't loot the back doors, can you? No, it doesn't look like it. You can't loot the boot. The fucking stuttering. Seriously. How does the map look? Okay. Can you zoom in and out? No, you can't even zoom in and out. Okay, so you can't move the map and you can't zoom in and out on the map. That's fantastic. There's a place just behind and then to the right. So, behind and then to the right. No? There. This place? Is it this place? Let's have a look again. Yeah, it's this place. So maybe we can go into this place to see what there is. Holy shit, the stuttering is crazy. It's really, really irritating having to run around like this, bumping into everything just to see what you can and can't loot. It's really, really stupid and really not good gameplay. Bumping into stuff like fucking hell. This isn't Super Mario, like where you bump into stuff. This is supposed to be a action shooting game. You literally have to bump into each and every object in the game in order to figure out, can you loot it or can't you loot it. That's broken. How is there anything in there? That doesn't make any sense. How can you loot something out of a broken empty cabinet? Look at this shit. How's that even possible? Stuttering. Okay, that's outside again. Or stuttering. Hopefully you can get like a bigger backpack or something like that, because oh shit. Because this backpack is really small. Also, do the zombies give any loot? Nope. Holy hell, the game is stuttering so much I can't even fire correctly. The game is just stuttering constantly. Yeah, there's nothing that can be looted in this area at all except those 2 chests that I've already looted. Fucking hell. Seriously, the amount of... Oh, I can actually loot that. The amount of stuttering this game has is diabolical. What the fuck? What the hell was that? The camera. Look at that. The camera is literally stuck inside the backpack. That's fantastic. That's brilliant game design. That won't absolutely get you killed when you are actually attacked by zombies. Look at this, I didn't even see I could loot this thing. Like, it is so easy to misloot. Hey, we can actually get a gun. It is so easy to misloot in this bloody game. It's not even funny. Oh, this one actually looks cool. Bloody mosquito in my room. Bastard. Can you actually see the damage of your weapons? Hey, damage. Oh, this one has much more damage. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna use this one from now on. Does it use the same bullets? 762, 762, yep. So this one does more damage and uses the same bullets. Okay, so we went this... Oh, we can go upstairs as well. My inventory is a little bit full. I only have 4 more spaces left. So perhaps we should extract... I mean... I guess we can extract. Let's see, where's the nearest extraction? Straight and then left. Can't even loot... Oh, we can loot these. Why can't it stack on top of that one? That's stupid. Stuff can't even stack. The mosquito is still in my room here. Bastard. Okay, so if I look at my map... I don't really see an evacuation area, to be honest. We can just go straight, and we should reach the WRO. Whatever that is. Now there's a couple of zombies over there that I don't really want to trigger. I can avoid it. But I probably won't be able to avoid it. It's also really stupid that you don't get anything from the zombies. Like, you don't get loot, you don't get experience. Okay, he actually saw me. Okay, that one bullet went right through the zombie's head. Like, if you rewatch that one zombie, it literally went through her head. This one actually has loot. First zombie out of like 15 zombies to have loot. Holy shit. Okay, well I can't... Well, that one is more valuable. Why does it say 5 and this one says 50? Why does it not match up? 25... 5... 50. It doesn't even show the correct value. I can't even put anything in there. Why can't I put any? Oh, I can put that in there, but why can't I put this in there? What the hell? That's stupid. Why can't I put that in there, but I can put other stuff in there? That's really idiotic. Anyway. I only have about 27 bullets left. A lot of stuttering, holy hell. Yeah, if I continue forward, I will reach the WRO hotel. A lot of stuttering. Balls. Oh, you can actually sneak, wow. The tutorial didn't even tell him about anything about sneaking. Well, there really wasn't a tutorial, to be honest. Tutorial was particularly pathetic. Because so far it seems that you have to headshot a zombie 3 to 4 times before the zombie dies, so you're gonna be spending maybe 5 bullets per zombie on average. Okay, just straight and then left. A lot of stuttering. Yeah, straight and left. I'm hearing a helicopter. I'm probably gonna trigger these zombies. Oh shit. Bastard. Yeah, 9 bullets on... Well, not 9 bullets, 7 bullets on 2 zombies. And now just straight. is the stuttering is incredibly bad. Like I don't know if it's when the game is loading textures or why the fucking stuttering happens. Okay, this should be the hotel here. So where's the entrance? I'm stuttering like a bastard all of a sudden. Well, now I'm a little bit screwed because I don't have any more bullets. Unless I have bullets in the chamber. Okay, I have 10 bullets over here. Let's just heal ourselves a little bit. Healing. Stop bleeding. And then... how do we regain health? Like, don't I have any... okay, well, I have one of these. Guess that's fine. Like, it would be really useful if they just told you, without having to hover over the shit, what it is. Is it food? Is it a consumable? Is it just something you can sell, you know? Also, there doesn't seem to be a way to just rearrange your inventory. You literally have to do everything manually. So like if you want to move an item up here, you have to do it manually. That's really obtuse. Really, really obtuse. So what's the point of the hotel? Like I'm in the hotel now. Like I thought the hotel would be like a safe haven of some kind. And I'm not seeing an evacuation anywhere on my map. I mean, I've been running quite a while now, and there's no evacuation. Like... I've shot out all of my bullets almost. I have like 12 bullets left. How do you make it go up or down or whatever? Do I have to position... there we go. You have to position yourself fucking perfectly once again. Does the game even have melee, like melee attacks? No. No melee attacks, but there's a knife on my back. How does the game not have melee attacks, but there's literally a knife on my back? Also, how can you have an extraction shooter without melee? Like, what is this hotel supposed to be? Like, what am I supposed to do here? Is it just another point of interest, or can I actually rest here or something like that? Oh shit. Okay, well now I'm screwed. Now there's nothing I can do here. Like I thought, okay, maybe the hotel, maybe you would be able to like rest or extract or something, I don't know. Oh, I'm dead, I know it already. Come on. I can't fucking... I literally can't press the button. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Holy shit, this game is terrible. Seriously, this game is terrible. Holy hell. I used the injector. Oh, that was the bleeding injector, for fuck's sake. Like, why do they even allow you to use the bleeding injector if you're not bleeding? That doesn't make any sense. Why do they allow you to waste consumables like that? Like, honestly, I don't know where to go. There's no extraction on my map. I'm out of bullets. Like, it just seems like really, really bad game design. Like, I've been running now from the far left, from the labs place over there, all the way over here, and still there's no extraction at all on my entire map. Not a single extraction. Like, what the fuck do they expect you to run through the entire city just to get to an extraction point? Like, the game is unplayable, quite literally unplayable. If they're gonna make there be that little amount of extraction points, then what's the point of the game being an extraction shooter if you can't extract? Like, what's the point? That's the entire point of extraction shooter. You collect some stuff, you go to the extraction point. Like, and I've been running now for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and there's no extraction point. So, like, the game is unplayable. As far as a extraction shooter goes, the game is unplayable. Literally unplayable, because you can't extract. So there's no point to playing the game because you can't extract. So, I mean, what more do I need to say? Like, the game is unplayable. The game stutters like a bastard. I mean, you guys can see it on the recording. The game stutters like a bastard. It is unplayable levels of stuttering. And I have a good PC, you know. My PC isn't even being maxed. I can show you maybe over here, in case you think my PC might be struggling to keep up or anything like that. That is absolutely not the cause of the stuttering. So if you look over here, you can see over here, the game constantly uses like the power usage 240 watts, which is not at all the maximum that my card can do. My card can do 310 watts in fact, so it's still about 60 to 70 watts away from being maximum usage. And then my CPU usage as well is constantly around 50 to 60%, so not at all anywhere close to being my PC isn't struggling, is what I'm trying to say. So it's just bad game design. The game is just bad. It's really no two ways about it. The game just isn't designed properly, because sometimes there's stuttering and then other times you can go for a minute, 2 minutes without stuttering. That is an indication that it's the game loading something weird, and then when it loads it, the game stutters. By the way, this loading screen already now has been more than a minute, and it's just a black screen, which is fantastic. I guess this is a fantastic way to end the video today. So, needless to say, the game is not worth $40. As I said at the beginning of the video, like, I don't care what was promised. The same with Cyberpunk 2077, the same with Starfield, the same with No Man's Sky. I don't care what was promised. I don't care what they showed in the trailers or anything like that. I just care right now, is the game worth $40? Right now, does the game have $40 worth of quality? Does the game have $40 worth of polish and content and playability and enjoyment? That's all I care about, and that is how I reviewed Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out. That is how I reviewed Starfield when it came out. I review a game based on what the game is right now. I play the game and I give you my opinion on whether or not the game is worth the asking price. And this game's asking price is $40, and there is no bloody way in hell how this game is worth $40. In fact, I wouldn't even pay $10 for this game, because the game stutters like a bastard. Like, literally, while I'm aiming, while the zombies are storming towards me, while I'm aiming, my mouse is like going all over the place because the game is stuttering. Like, it's just a stutter fest. And right now, the game is just frozen. Like, there we go. Well, how long was that loading screen? Like a 3-minute loading screen? Fucking hell. Anyway, the game is unplayable with a stutter. The loading screens are 3 minutes or more. The game is unplayable as an extraction shooter because I've played for 40 minutes running around through the city and didn't encounter a single extraction point. So it's if you're gonna place the extraction points that far apart, if you're gonna make the game only have 1 or 2 fucking extraction points on the entire map, then just don't make your game a fucking extraction shooter, because it's not an extraction shooter if there's only 1 or 2 extraction points, or if you have to run through the entire fucking city just to get to an extraction point. It's not a fucking extraction shooter. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's unplayable and it's not an extraction shooter. On top of that, they don't allow you to play offline. On top of that, they don't allow you to play solo. So even though you are forced to play online, they still don't allow you to play solo. So you can't create a solo game. You can't create your own server and make it private and invite friends. Like if you only want to play with friends or anything like that, they don't allow you to do that. So quite honestly, it's a $40 always online, always PvP game, and they don't give you any alternative. They don't allow you to play the game solo. They don't allow you to play the game PvE. They don't allow you to play the game offline. And as I said, everything is just really low quality in my opinion. And there's just no way how this game is worth $40. If they got rid of all of the stuttering, and if they made the game actually playable by adding way more extraction points, like way more extraction points, then perhaps the game would become a little bit playable. Like perhaps I would then pay maybe $10 for this game, because the game is still very much early access, and maybe you could then see, okay, maybe $10 for the game. If the game is actually playable, which it currently is not playable, and if they got rid of the incredible amount of stuttering, then maybe this would be a $10 game. But right now, it's not anywhere close to being playable. It's not anywhere close to being a $40 game. And unfortunately, as I've already stated at the beginning, the dev studio has already shut down. So they've already shut down the dev studio. They are stopping development on the game, and they're trying to run away with the $8 million. So the game will probably, almost definitely, never see a single patch or a single content update or a single update, improvement, whatever you want to call it. So this game is pretty much dead in the water, and it's not even playable in its current state. Perhaps it would have been playable in the future state, but it's not even playable in its current state. Never mind worth being $40, it's not even playable right now. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it. That is the Day Before. Is that the game's name? I already forgot the game's name. The Day Before. So yeah, Day Before is really fucking useless. Really quite a bad game. If you're looking for a game like an open world zombie game, probably look towards something like 7 Days to Die. It's not a fantastic game. It has its issues, to be honest, but it's at least a lot more playable than this bloody game is. So yeah, like I said, if they had some sense, if they weren't pussies and they just run away with the money, literal thieves, then they could perhaps have pivoted and made this game into a open world crafting zombie survival game, similar to what 7 Days to Die is. Because the environmental design is nice, even though the game runs like dog shit. The environmental design is nice, and that's really all that the game has going for it. The environmental design is nice, and perhaps it would have made a nice open world survival zombie game, but yeah, I guess we will never know. So yeah guys, that is 7 Days to Die. As always, your support on patreon.com/LFP would be very much appreciated. Your support on there allows me to buy more games and do more reviews for you guys. So if you want to see more reviews, then that is the best way to see more reviews, is by supporting me on there. So yeah guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.